A sleeping government, a terror attack, the beating of the rain, silence. So our teachers asked us to write a letter to the president. They asked us, what should we do to free our planet from terrorism? And this was my letter. Mr. President, sir, I am particularly happy to see that the president considers the student of the country important enough to be asked such questions. Also, I observed the word planet in your question and was inspired to see that one realizes that in front of such important issues, the theory of countries, man-made entities, vanishes so easily. We were taught in class 8 that terrorism is the use of blackmail to get one's desired accomplished, but I find this definition utterly useless and flawful. Firstly, it describes the way terrorism is conducted instead of giving the meaning. And secondly, it still is flawful. Consider this. A girl innocently tells her friend to give her back her pen or she will not return her pencil. This satisfies the definition, so is the girl a terrorist? Of course not. So firstly, one should understand the meaning of terrorism in order to be capable of devising a solution. My definition for terrorism goes. Terrorism is a state of mind where the person is unhappy, frustrated with his environment, society, and wishes to accomplish his desires through unacceptable means as thought by the society. It may be incorrect, but I am quite happy with it. Now, I shall make myself very clear that though the means of the terrorist are unacceptable by society, there is a possibility that the society is thinking wrong. It shows that the society is perhaps misleading and needs further improvement. Please don't get offended. Let me explain. In olden and golden times, crimes were not common in nature due to trust and respect people had for each other. People often left their doors open, such was the trust. In contrast, today's world portrays a state of pandemonium, chaos, distrust, and a fast-paced life. This often leads to frustration, unhappiness, and unfulfilled dreams, and the person is forced to take extreme and unwanted measures. Thus, I conclude by giving a solution which cannot fail, but is a little ideal to follow. In this world where everything is intertwined with other things and thus forms an interdependence between all, similar to a web, one finds a deep and distinct relationship between terrorism and the condition of society. One must thus help the nation to devise better ways to beautify our society's condition such that terrorism will fade into nothingness. The year later, after the Mumbai attacks, I wrote a poem called Scarlet Rain. A sleeping government, a terror attack, the beating of the rain, silence. No life one hears till miles away. An explosion, silence again. A cry, a frantic one, a voice trembling, of an orphaned child echoes in the darkness. Footfalls. The innocent girl runs from the chill of the night, drenched red in the scarlet rain. A swift action, a flash of the blade. The flowing blood joins the river of sorrow. What do you know of this pain? What do I know of this pain? Lying in bed, living in a comfortable fortress. And fortress it is. And though communication and technology have come so far and news channels bang their news upon us, we pray and weep a mere few days, our rational fortress doesn't allow for long to alter habits this way. And again, away from cruel reality to our illusions we return. Our mind, the illusionist, is at play. And through the shrouds and shadows, cold dark eyes witness life fade to black. Their masterpiece it is. They feel no joy or pain. Their anguished past has turned them numb. Their hearts are dead. And like marionettes, they are concerted to create havoc and give birth to fear in humanity's heart? By men who know not fear nor the beauty of life, not anymore, but revenge, sweet revenge. And like demons awaken, they too were awakened, their wrath we face, by the superpowers, by men poisoned with greed and avarice, who believed they could conquer by force. The concept of the first, second, and third countries, the differences between their rights, begot this wrath and anger and this fright. 6 billion. 6 billion isn't a number small. We could have been happy had we been united, but united is our intense and profound sadness. Humanity is lonely. They believed they could conquer by might and brute force only if they knew they could conquer more by respect and love. And only hope remains, only if we could turn the Scarlet Rain transparent. Thank you.